Growing up in post-USSR was difficult. I think that its systems and effects really didn't go away when it broke apart in 1991. I was 3 years of age, but its influence lingered for many, many more years. I think it was a very hopeless environment. I remember when I was around like 5 or 6 years old, I was walking with my mother, and I asked her, and I clearly remember, I said, "Mom, do you believe in God?" And she said, "Some days I do and some days I don't." And I thought that was very interesting because the message that I've been getting growing up was there is no God. There is only what the state can do for you or something that you can do for yourself. When the USSR fell apart, I remember it hit us really bad financially and economically, and that was the time when my dad kind of entered my life as well. He was very abusive to my mother and I, emotionally and physically. I grew up in a very tiny studio apartment, and I remember the only place of escape was the bathroom. So I would go and lock the bathroom door and pray to God, whom I'd never heard about in this environment. My parents never told me about Jesus or God, but I just felt like there was someone out there, and I just had this sense from a very, very young age that there was a Savior out there for me. I didn't really have a family that I belonged to. I was placed in the Dance and Music Academy, which kind of became a home. My dancing career was actually going really strong, and I was invited to go on a television show in Moscow. And I remember getting a phone call. My father has been in the States for a year working on a nuclear power project for the government, and they said that I had to leave my competition and come to the United States, which meant absolutely nothing. It meant world shattering for me because I had this one thing, dance, that became my family. And I remember leaving and coming to the United States to be with the abuser that I've known from a very young age. But I also came not realizing that I would find my true father, my true Savior. I was invited to go to a camp with a church, First Presbyterian Church in Columbia, South Carolina. And in the mountains of Kentucky, I became a Christian. I finally heard the gospel, and I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. The voice that I heard growing up that I wasn't really sure about became a reality for me when I was 13 years of age, when God revealed himself in a magnificent way to me, and I understood what the gospel is. I understood who God is. That internal voice became a reality in my life, and I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior.